Thank you for Patreon now for donating to the Patreon.
Hey guys, it's Vanity Ezel back in another Card Fight Vanguard Ezel and Vanity weekly reveals. Because enjoyed them, like, comment, subscribe, and so on, shall we? This time we're covering some new reveals that have to do with Rakia's deck, aka Youthberk, and some pretty decent reveals we have for just Dragon Empire in general and all around decent cards, and we're going to discuss them all. So first up we have our new Dragon Empire cards and Heat Stamp Dragon. I don't almost think this reminds them of like that 1/5 Omni card from Buddy Fight, like I believe it's called 5th Omni Cavalry Dragon FOD or something. He just looks so similar to him for some reason to me. Anyways, great 2 intercept, 5k shield, 10k base. Auto rear, when your Vanguard attacks, if your opponent has 2 or less rear guard, shove it to soul, choose one of your Vanguards, and gets plus 10 for the turn. Cool. So I can definitely see it benefiting Nirvana depending on what Haeva does. Once more, I don't know how to say that, but I prefer to say Haeva. Anyways, I can see it possibly benefiting him depending on what Haeva focuses on. I don't think Baz Vigra needs this, because at least when I play Baz Vigra, I don't run into soul problems, so I don't see her needing this. Though I can see this being useful for Tamarira, as it can send it to soul and get numbers. That's something I really like how Bushy has done. They've kept the generic support cards so they can support the Cray Cross Elemental cards, even when they're not gonna be the main focus of some sets. So that's what I really like about them. So Stamp Dragon's a good card. I think it's probably a 2 or 3 of in a Tamarira deck. Everyone else, maybe a 2 if you choose to run it. Then we have Connection of the Holy Flame, a really nice, cool looking art of Haeva. I get to see how it looks outside of its normal art, and that's pretty cool looking to me. Grade 3 Blitz Order, choose one of yours with Nirvana its card name, and it gets plus 20k ton to battle. So, why is Nirvana getting a 20k Blitz Order now? I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I find this weird. Like, I'm not arguing it. No, I want it, because my other Blitz Order is Burn Bright Pure Players, which is only 15 if I'm at 3 or more damage. Now the second I hit Nirvana, I basically get a free 20. So I'm fine with this. My question is, why are we getting this now? Is Haeva gonna have something to do with this? Is it not gonna have something to do with this? I'm just reading too much into it. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Either way, I think this order is really good. I definitely know once I get my hands on Haeva, I'm putting this in a 2 of over my Burn Bright Pure Prayers, and I have a lot of deck building to do once I get that card. But until then, we'll see where that goes. 2 copies of Holy Flame right now just for Nirvana decks, because it's good for the defensive. Then we have Divine Sister Benie, grade 2 intercept, 5k shield, 10k base, auto when she's placed on rear. If you have a Vanguard Sorceress and its card name, counterboss one, reveal the top card. If it's Ormute, add it to hand, and I assume if it's not an Ormute, it goes to top. So, it's a Counterblast 1 to do things Hexa Orb got support for in set 4, so I don't think Benie is really needed, considering, like, I remember that one grade 2 that could just, like, stack the top cards for you. There's also one that does it for Soul Blast, and Keto Sancho already uses up a bunch of Counterblast. Like, in my opinion, Benie's not needed, though she does give me a little bit of hope, because her skill reads Sorceress, not Pentagleam or Hexa Orb. Now, before with their other support cards, they basically spelled out Pentagleam or Hexa Orb. So is the reason they're saying this because they just wanted to make it easier on themselves and save ink? Or is it because we're going to get a grade 4? I don't know. Or maybe I just got the wrong skill from Discord. Who knows? My hope is, this is a small little glimmer of hope that we're getting a grade 4 for Hexa Orb. Like I care, which I really don't, but I at least want to see a grade 4 for them. So who knows? Benie might be really good, might be okay-ish. I don't think she's really needed though in a Hexa Orb deck right now. Run her at a 2 of maybe if you really want to, but if we're getting that grade 4 Hexa Orb, we're going to come back to her. So 2 of for now if you choose to run her. Then we have Menacing Tiger. Grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto was discarded from your hand during your turn. Counterboss 1 column to rear guard is rest. I don't like this thing because it kind of reminds me of like the Ryland discard fodder that we have for Rakea. And yeah, this is technically better because it has an 8k base and can be discarded during any time during turn instead of just a ride phase. Except it comes as rest and it has to cost a counterblast to do so, which is inherently worse than the ride deck fodder. So everyone that says like this is better than the ride deck fodder, it's better in the sense that it's more accessible for its skill, but it's worse in terms of skill length because it also has auto when it's placed on rear Soul Boss 1, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 5 for the turn, which is fine, but like for my Protofall deck at least, my deck uses up a decent amount of soul and I don't want to waste that on Menacing Tiger, especially on an on-play skill such as that, and I don't want to waste a counterboss just calling it. Like, it takes up too much resource to manage with him, and I personally do not think it's worth it. Yeah, with the new Skyfall arms, I do think he'd be a little bit better, but I'm still not willing to run him. If you want to run him at a 2 of maybe, but I honestly don't think he's worth running at all. Then we have our Galactic Heroes from Brankgate, this one being purely Agano. I don't know why Bushy didn't take this chance to like make all the units have the same name. Like, for example, all the heroes could in the Ride line end up all having the same name, just being the same person over and over and over again, but grown older. And that would make sense since the Ride deck is literally there to make sure that you get the right evolutions. That would have been really cool for Bushy to do that. Why they didn't, I don't know, but that's just them. So anyways, purely Agano, the grade 0 boost 5k shows 6k base, auto wrote upon draw a card if you went second. So standard starter, let's about it. I greatly wonder why Bushy didn't make the heroes an actual hero like race instead of just a hero named archetype. I don't know why. This is clearly, in my mind, this is the Nova Grappler ride line for them, but whatever. Apparently Bushy just didn't want to give us the hero race for some reason. So to start off with, we must talk about the main card in the deck, which is Super Galaxy-based Aegis. Also, anyone else who plays heroes, or at least played these, has anyone else been on like a fucking godlike win streak? Because I've gone on a 30-game win streak, and I lost once. Like, and that's a game I had to more or less rig to lose. I'm not saying like it rigged fully, but I kept playing till the deck eventually lost. Like, it went on for a while before I lost, and I'm greatly starting to question now if the deck's just that good or if I was getting extremely godly lucky, but I wasn't even stacking triggers. That's the crazy thing. Anyways, Aegis is a grade 2 set order base. It's kind of sad that we got a new base, but it's fine. So, our new order, sorry. Auto, when it's placed into the order zone, look at top 7 for free. Choose up to 3 cards with hero and their card names, reveal them, then add one of the reveal cards to your hand, scout the other 2 into the base, and shuffle the remaining back to deck. Why the reminder text isn't on the base itself and on a random grade 2, I don't know, but scouting is just you place them in the order zone. So basically prison, but for your units. So that's pretty cool, I guess. And then act order zone, restless card, discard 1 from your hand. Choose a scouted unit with a grade less than or equal to or lower than your vanguard. Call to rearguard as rest. Call to rearguard not as rest. So that's cool. You just get a free call, which is really nice. Not a free call, because basically it's just swapping out a hand card, but swap out a useless card for a more useful card if you saw it from the scout. And then auto order zone, when your unit is attacked, doesn't have to be the vanguard. Rest this card in Soul Boss 1, choose a scouted unit and call it to guard circle. So if you have multiple of these in order zone, this does a lot. My thing that I've found out with this deck is I do not need these to be aggressive at all. Maybe I use its second skill once when I'm at grade 2 just to get the extra rear guard out. But then after I get to grade 3, I just use it for the defensive. And even then, I rarely use it at all because I don't need to, even though I have plenty of soul to do it with. Like, Aegis' first skill is enough to win me a game. That's the sad part. I only need his first skill, and the other 2 come in as more or less helpful as they see. Like, it's a good searcher, it has good rear guard calling potential, and it has good defensive potential. So all around, nice order you want to run out of 4 of. Then we have Galactic Hero Architect Percy, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto was placed on Van, search your deck for up to 1 base card, reveal it, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck, and continues rear guard during the battle, which it boosted a hero unit, it gets plus 5k power. I assume it has to be hero in its card name. So 13k booster, that's fair. Honestly though, by the way, my hero deck is just all the heroes except for Percy at 4 ofs, and then I run 4 copies of Bobomine and then 4 PGs, and that's pretty much it. Like, that deck is really good. I do not question, I question greatly how it's winning so much. But yeah, Percy's nice for the ride line search for the base skill, but outside of that, it has no real purpose in my opinion. Like, the 5k plus is not needed in this deck, especially when you're swapping columns half the time. So if you want to run them in the main deck, maybe run them at 2 of, but honestly, 1 of is just fine. Then we have Galactic Hero Wired Crossten, which is one of the cards you actually want to run as a, one of the cards you actually want to run from the ride line inside the main deck. So grade 2 intercept, 5k shield, 10k base, act Van once per turn, scout a hero from your hand into your base, draw a card, scout a cards are placed face up in your order zone. Granted, again, I question, why is this the one with the reminder text and not the base itself? I have no idea, but whatever. And then auto rear once per turn, when this unit moves rear guards during your battle phase, this unit gets plus 5 for the turn. Okay, here's my thing. That is not a focus of the main grade 3 at all. So I greatly question why this card has a skill like that. Like, it's good skill, don't get me wrong, because I've spammed it so many times. But I greatly question why they bother giving heroes a sub-skill that is greatly different from the main grade 3. It's like the main grade 3 is just there to be a main grade 3, but it does absolutely nothing to support the deck. Crossten's still good, but he's just good. So 3 of them in the main deck, 1 of them in the ride deck, and you're about to see what I mean by that, because Galactic Hero Unite Dyanos has nothing to do with swapping rear guards. So grade 3 Twin Drive Force Gift, not Force Gift, Persona Ride, 13k base, continues Van, all your hero rear guards in their card name, in your front row, by the way. It doesn't say it on this because it was different on Discord, but the official skill is in your front row, get plus 5k. Though, guess what? It's still broken anyways. I literally have only ever used it like it only applied to the front row, and it was still broken. So anyways, all your front row rear guards with hero in their card and get +5. It works during both players' turns, meaning your opponent is going to have a harder time touching your rear guards. And then auto van, when it attacks into anything, if there's a base in your order zone, counter +1, he gets +15, and if there are 3 or more bases in the order zone, he gets +1 crit. So this boy's swinging for 28 double crit. Here's my thing. The way I play this deck, I don't use his skill until I get 3 of my bases in the order zone. And yet again, still 30 game win streak before I finally lost a match. And then I still haven't lost a match since. That has never happened before in my time span of playing Vanguard. So I'm greatly starting to question, is my hero deck that good? Is everyone I'm playing against getting really that unlucky? Am I some godly skilled that I shouldn't be able to have? What is it? There's no way in fuck heroes are that good. But whatever. Dyanos is a good card, though it has nothing to support Wire Crossten skill, whatever, 4 of, I guess. Then we have Direct Foiler, who actually supports Crossten. Grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto back... Actually, I can see this being the Dimension Police ride line now that I think about it. Anyways, auto back row rear guard center, so it has to be back row center rear. At the end of the battle, that your grade 3 Vanguard hero in its card name attacked. Soul Blast 1, rest this unit, choose 2 of your rear guards same column as it, and swap them. I mean, not same column as it, but 2 rear guards same column. So basically, you can swap these guys, get them +5s. Again, these are the only 2 that involve swapping rear guards. Why is it the main grade 3 himself does not involve that? Why are there 2 cards that are randomly have that skill? I have no idea, but that's just how it is. It's still good. Run out of 4 of in your deck. It literally makes your deck super powerful, and I just think she's cute, by the way. So yeah, 4 of Direct Foiler. She's just a good card for multi-attack with this thing, so you can get 4 attacks a turn. Then we have Galactic Hero Flattening Fire. I definitely like comboing it with these 2. So Flattening Fire is a great 2 with intercept, 5k shield, 10k base. Auto is placed on rear, counter +1, choose and retire one of your opponent's rear guards same column as it. Cool, so nukes a rear guard and then continues rear guard during your turn. If there's a base in your order zone, gets +5. So combined it with this in the front row, it's swinging for 20. Then use the Vanguard. Don't use the skill. Trust me, you don't fucking need it. Swap these 2. He gets another +5 from his own skill, gets the +5 from this skill, you're swinging for 20. Granted, he might miss out on the front trigger because this involves you swapping them after the battle, but still, like, 4 attacks with all of them at least being at 20 with a Persona Ride brings them to 30. I cannot tell you how many decks I beat him with this. Seraph Snow, Brutes on multiple occasions, because that was the deck I ran against it until it eventually lost. Eva, Barrow Magnus, what was that other deck I was thinking? Orfist. Plenty of other decks have lost to it. Somehow Dyanos is just BS, and I don't understand why. Either way, 4 copies of Flattening Fire just gets rid of intercepts and plus power and works combos with this thing. Then we have Galactic Hero Rampart Aspida. He came in helpful in the game that this deck actually lost. That's pretty good. Anyways, grade 2 intercept, 5k shield, 10k base. Auto when it's scouted, soul charge 1. Mandatory soul charge, so that's a downside. You're kind of losing out on deck cards. That actually did almost deck me out, but again, didn't lose. Somehow, I don't understand it. And continues guard circle. If there's a base in your order zone and your Vanguard is a hero or has hero in its card name, gets plus 10k shield. So 15k shield. So cool, you can use it with this thing's skill if you're low on hand cards, what I did, which saved me, and then get you a bunch of shield. You would think this deck has a soul problem. It doesn't. I consistently hit 7 soul and I never need to get below 5 soul because quite literally I have so much soul because I never use these base skills unless I really need to. Like, it's bullshit is what this is. I don't know how to describe it. 4 copies of Rampart Aspida. If you follow my deck to the letter and you're as good as me, I guess, again, I don't know what the fuck's happening. You're probably going to win as much as I do. So, 4 of Aspida. Good card. 10k shield. Then we have, from here on, the future of our experiments, an Eva order. I think all of us are happy that Eva finally got another research order. Me, personally, I don't like Eva. I don't like her at all, but I'm glad she got a grade 1 order. Finally! Jesus, the Bushy listened. Grade 1 set order as expected. It's research. You may only play it if you have a Vanguard Eva with glitter. Continuous order zone. Your up-skewed rear guards cannot be retired by your opponent's card abilities. So, cool. Up-skewed is now protected by card abilities, though that doesn't really affect it against stuff that like bounces, stuff that sends it to deck, stuff that sends it to soul. Kind of just protects it from basically Dragon Empire, and that's pretty much it. But cool. Good on you. He has protection now. And then Act Order Zone. If you have 4 or more research cards in your Order Zone, including itself, shove it to soul, countercharge 1, choose an obscured from your drop zone, add it to hand. Cool. While it does make you lose some of your order cards, on the bright side is it allows you basically to refill your cost for Eva, which is Counter Blast 1 and Soul Blast 1, and it fetches an obscured away from drop, so people can no longer have to run that Goblin thing. So that's pretty good all around. I think from now on, the future of our experience is definitely a good order for Eva, and I think it was well appreciated. It's definitely a good card for us, and just run out of probably a 4 of, because that's what I do. It's just a good card. Plus, it's grade 1 order, so you can start setting it up on grade 1 turn, so you can abuse your grade 2 research order on your first grade 3 turns. That's pretty good. Now on to our grade 1s. Not grade 1, sorry. I thought I was doing a deck profile for a second. On to Story Chaos Support. Battle Siren Theodosia, grade 1 boost, 5k shield at k base. Continues backward rear guard. All your other rear guards in calm as it cannot be attacked by your opponent's rear guards. Okay. Cool. Basically, this thing protects your front row. Fair. I think I know what this is made for, and I think it's Leonor. I don't think Leonor needs this. There are far more important cards Leonor needs. So unless everyone in set 6 is going to get the ability to start nuking front row, start or have reasons to attack the front row and be restanders, which so far is what's happening, Theodosia does not seem that useful to me. Though once more, if a lot of people start restanding, which is what's happening right now, I could see Theodosia being useful. Maybe run her out of 3 just so you can have the extra copy in hand, but otherwise, don't run her at all. Then we have Flutter Dragon. Grade 2 intercept 5k shield, 10k base, auto rear. When your unit boosts a Vanguard, it gets +2 for the turn. So basically, at most, it could get +16 with what we currently have now. The reason why I said why we currently have now is because I think Grand March Leonor is going to have the ability to Superior Ride during the battle phase and get back row restand and be able to boost her again for more power on Flutter Dragon. I might be wrong. I might be completely right, which is what I think I am. And I'll be damned if I am right. So all around, Flutter Dragon seems like a really nice support card for those boost powers. I'm kind of tempted to actually run it now because it has the Neo Nectar theme, but I'm not exactly sure if I want to run it, though it is useful for that power up, so I like it, so 3 of-ish. Then we have Youthberk Skyfall arms, which we got revealed today during the anime, which I have very differing opinions from the people that watched it based off the comments I read. So, grade 3 Twin Drive Persona Ride, 13k base. Revolve Dress. Auto Van. At the end of the battle that this unit attacks, choose up to 1 card RevolForm and its card name from your hand. Ride it as stand and lose 2 drives for the turn. I am very disappointed that they kept the exact same skill as the other one. Like, I know we knew for a fact he was going to have Revolve Dress, but I really wish it would have been something different, like you discard one, but the guy gets a drive instead. Or maybe you pay another cost and he still gets to keep a drive. Like, that's what I was kind of wishing Skyfall arms would be. I must say I do like his art still, but kind of disappointed that's what his skill turns out to be, just a standard Revolve Dress. But he does have another ability, which is Act Vanguard once per turn by discarding a card from your hand. Look at 3 cards on top of your deck, choose up to 1 RevolForm card in its card name, and reveal it, put it to your hand, or choose a grade 2 less from among them, call to rear guard so it can put the rest on bottom deck in any order. Okay. Has anyone else made the connection yet that they just copy and pasted the skill from the grade 1 of the ride line to this thing, except made the cost a discard instead of a Soul Blast? If you go to the ride line grade 1 of Youthberk, word for word, that's the exact same skill, probably. Except, obviously, this is a once per turn because it's not an on-road upon skill, and it's a discard instead of a Soul Blast. I'm not saying that's bad. No, that's good. That's either a free Revolve Dress to your hand or a free rear guard you get to call. And honestly, that grade 1 has been like the bane of the existence of everyone who's ever fought me. So having another one basically is really cool. My thing is this. Why would you run the other Youthberk again? More Persona Rise does not seem worth it to me. Because like, in my opinion, the Persona Rise are too slow, especially because this thing makes you a board for free. And from my experience with Youthberk, the extra crit is not the reason I kill people. The 15k is the reason I kill people. So again, I don't see the reason why you want to run Protofall arms anymore. If people can think of a reason outside of the Persona Ride, then I would love to hear it. Because again, the Persona Riding +1 crit isn't the reason I kill people. It's the 15k. Every game I've won with it, the 15k has been that reason. So just saying. Either way, Skyfall arms is really cool. I like the fact that he can call more rear guards now or get a Revolve Dress. I like the fact that they copied the grade 1, though the fact it feels like not a unique skill is what bothers me. But still a good card. I like it. Wish the Revolve Dress was different, but hey, you can't change it now. 4 of Skyfall arms in a deck for Youthberk. And I move on to our next few reveals. We have the Brant Gate Triple Rare, which is Combine Rusher, grade 2 intercept 5k shield, 10k base, auto rear. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, or just a grade 3 or greater in general, if you have 2 or more set orders in your order zone, this unit gets plus 10k for the battle. Okay, so that's pretty good. It's just a free 10k if you have the set orders, and for a lot of decks it's easy to, or like you want multiple set orders in order zone. Like, I can't think of you wanting it for Prison, but I can definitely see you wanting it for, I'm trying to remember what it's called, Meteors, or, what's the other one I'm trying to think of? Or Fist, or even the new Hero Base where you can benefit from the orders, so that's pretty good. And then auto drop, when you place a set order into your order zone from your hand, counterboss 1, call it to rear guard circle. Is it like that because Orphis can set stuff from drop zone? They don't want that. They don't want us abusing it. Fair, that's fair, but that's still pretty good because that means he basically can act as ride line discard, or sorry, ride deck discard, and then you can call him right back with your skills. This is all around a really good Brant Gate card. It's so fun that they bothered making, like I said earlier, where they're making the cards generic so they can be used with the Craig Cross Epic lines. But they're making it a triple rare generic, and it's such a good triple rare, and I like it. And I also like its art; it looks really cool. All around, nice card. I think maybe a 3-of would probably be best for a Brant Gate deck. Then we have Capaple Helper. So Capaple Helper is a grade 1 with boost to 8k base, 5k shield. Auto when he's placed on rear soul boss 1, choose a hero from your drop zone. Has to be a hero named card, by the way, and scout it to your base. So we have a new base getter. Okay, good. Here's my thing. You all heard what I said earlier about heroes. Like I said, my hero deck is somehow never having problems with getting heroes into bases, and even in the games where I don't, even in the few games where I whiff my heroes and I don't get them into my bases, that typically means they're not going into my drop zone because I'm not drawing them anyways. So Capable Helper wouldn't even help me there, but yeah, it's just a good card. Like, if you've been struggling with your hero builds, put him in at a 4-of. But me personally, like I said earlier, heroes on like a 30 win streak before they officially lost a match. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be needing this anytime soon. But if you want to run it, 2 to 4-of. And now let's move on to our final reveals. Bushy finally added a lot of them again. So first up we have Replenish Mage from Royal Paladin, grade 1 boost, 10k shield, 8k base, auto rear once per turn. When your grade 3 or greater Vanguard attacks, by counterblasting when you choose a grade 2 or greater blaster from your soul, call to an open rearguard circle. Okay, that's actually a good Royal Paladin card. I do like it. That's genuinely pretty good. It gets multi-attack for blasters if you manage to open up a rearguard circle, like maybe your opponent kills with Denial, Griffin, or the new stuff from Narukami. So pretty good skill. And then auto when is rode upon by unit blasters card named called to rearguard circle. So cool. It can be a first turn ride, which is great. You can get multi-attack with blasters. All around, I like this grade 1. I think it's pretty cool. It says open rearguard circle, so you can do some combos with like flow goals and shenanigans, and then do the 6 different blaster name stuff. So Honor and Punish Mage is a good grade 2. I mean, good grade 1. I like it. I think it goes good. Maybe a 3-of blasters if you choose to run it. Then we have Dragonic Kaiser, Crimson. Grade 3, 200 Excel gift, 12k base. I can already hear my friend getting ready to kill me with this. Auto drops on when your Vanguard with Kaiser and its card name attacks or is attacked by a grade 3 or greater. Counterblast 1. You may either call this card to an open rearguard circle or have all your Vanguards get plus 10k for the battle. So basically, when their Vanguard swings into you or you swing into their Vanguard, your Vanguard's getting a plus 10. Cool. And you get another rearguard, so you basically, if you're on the attack, you're pushing out more from your opponent's hand, and if you're on the defensive, well, this is going to be a little bit more easier for you to survive. And then auto rear, when a card is put into your trigger zone during your end phase, if you have a Vanguard with Kaiser in its card name, Soul Blast 1, retire this unit, and put the card in your trigger zone to the drop zone. So let me get this straight. This motherfucker has the ability to nullify a damage, because he puts the trigger into the drop zone. Oh no, it's just a card. This boy has the ability to nullify damage. Good job, Bushy. You found a way to somehow stop the most suicidal deck in the game from committing seppuku. 4-3 of Crimson, because he's good for the defensive aggressive, and then just says, I don't die at 6 damage now, so sure, go ahead. Run him at 3 or 4 as you choose. Then we have Desire Devil Hiko. Okay, I didn't like this card, but now that I see the moon, I like it completely. That's not even me joking. I don't like how these things look, but I like the moon, so it gets my point. Grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto soul, when your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with grade on its card name attacks. Bind one other Desire Devil Hiko from your soul's face up, and call this card to your back or rear. Okay, so we're just getting another superior color. Pretty good. So we're getting the possibilities to get rear guard attack is what I'm getting from this with Greedon. I really do feel like Greedon's trying to push out a multiple rear guard attacks where you still be able to get your Vanguard restands, but I'm greatly questioning if we're going to be able to do it. Is there like some hidden Greedon combo where you can still restand the Vanguard twice, but you're getting multi-attack by calling rear guards? I think Hiko's probably the reason why. So Hiko all around is a nice grade 1. I like it. Can lead to combos with Greedon that involve rear guard attacks. So 3 of Hiko. Actually, wait, no, it wouldn't be multi-attacks. He just calls to back row, so technically boosters, but it's still good. Then we have Witch of the Four Lights. Just Witch of the Four Lights. Okay, sure, that's a fine name. Grade 2 intercept 5k shield, 10k base. Auto from a rearguard circle once per turn. When this unit will be chosen by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard Sorcerer Sense card name, by Soul Blasting 2, countercharge 1, and this unit's power is increased or decreased by trigger effects during this turn, draw a card. Hexorb doesn't choose by effects. Wait, was I right earlier when I said we would be getting a grade 4 Hexa? Wait, no, because I know for damn sure we don't have a grade... I know for damn sure the OG Hexa doesn't target units with skills unless it's made for premium. Oh my god, was I right? Was my bullshit correct, or am I forgetting a very certain Keter card? I don't know. Yes, please, let us be grade 4 Hexorb. Please give us a grade 4 Hexorb. Cool, it gives us countercharge, kind of does the Soul Blast, and if this unit's power was increased or decreased by trigger effects this turn, you'll get a draw card too. Come on, give us grade 4 Hexorb, let me be right here. Run this out of 3 if you want to. Then we have Beautiful Maiden Candelalia, grade 2 intercept 5k shield, 10k base. Auto rear at the end of your turn, retire her, call to 2 plant tokens to rear. Okay, cool, so you can actually use her with what's it called? I'm trying to remember its name now. Rorella, so that's pretty good. So if you don't have Redalina on your board, then you can at least use this thing to sack itself to call more tokens, so you can be a little bit more defensive during your opponent's turn. So Catalina is actually a pretty good grade 2. I like her for that. I'm not so sure if I'm going to run her, but if I do end up running her, it's probably out of 3 of just because it's a free get 2 tokens. Then we have Enucleate Angel, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto rear when your Vanguard is placed by riding from a grade 3. Soul Blast 1, retire this unit, countercharge 1, choose one of your Vanguards, plus 5 for the turn. So cool. You can give it to your Vanguard after you Persona ride. You can give it to your Vanguard after it rides during the battle phase via Youthberk. Cool. So all around really good. The countercharge is helpful. With my Youthberk deck, I run into more of a soul problem than a counterblast problem, so probably won't need this. But if you choose to run it, you run it at 2 or 3 of. Then we have this. So not with this card alone, because there's another card after this, but with this card and the next card, we know all the triple rares for Keter Sanctuary for some reason. So we already know the Brancate triple rares, and we already know the Keter Sanctuary triple rares, and we'll go over the last one in a second. So first up, we have Knight of Fracture, Schneizal. Okay, I don't remember how to say that, but I know that's a German word. Grade 2 intercept 5k shield, 10k base. God, I love this, how this thing looks. It reminds me of like a Narukami with all the thunder, the hair, the art style. Makes me think it's a gold, shadow, and royal all at once. Damn, I love this thing. Auto is placed on rear guard, counterblast 1. Look at the top 5. Choose up to 1 grade 3 card with Youthberk in its card name. Reveal it, put it to your hand, and shuffle your deck, and it gets plus 5 for the turn. Cool, so he can search Persona rides. He can search RevolForms. And whatever the fuck else Bushy gives us for this. All around, he's a good card. I'm still hearing people say that they would probably run the Protofall in the ride deck, but again, Protofall's too slow, and you literally, Youthberk, Skyfall himself, gets you more Youthberks and or rear guard, and then Schneizal gives you a RevolForm, so take that as you will, but whatever. Still all around a good grade 2. I like it for that ability alone, just for getting that search, and if they stopped there, he'd be good. But on the rear, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if your Vanguard is placed this turn by riding from a grade 3, choose one of your Vanguards and gets plus 5 for the turn. So you can do shenanigans with this in Premium, with Raging Form, and probably anything else that has superior ride abilities, such as, what's called, Savers. But, this one, or sorry, Seekers, but this one, that was pretty good, you know, just getting the 5k from the Youthbergs. I really wish we got a RevolForm that ended up standing him, so that we could get more multi-attack with Youthberg, and the fact that he would get more power. Maybe that's a future RevolForm, we just haven't gotten it yet. So all around, Schneizal is pretty good, is a grade 3 searcher, gets you power. I definitely know who I'm getting rid of the order for now. Definitely a 4 in my Youthberg deck. And then our last card we have revealed, and I don't know how to feel about this, is Youthberk RevolForm Gust. Grade 3 200 Persona or 13k base. Now here's my thing. I don't mind that we got another Youthberk. Don't get me wrong, because I wanted another Youthberk RevolForm. My issue with this is the last triple rare. All of our triple rares went to Youthberk. We didn't get one for Bastion, unless I wasn't paying attention. We didn't get one for Hexa, or unless I wasn't paying attention. And we didn't get one for PBD, but that was obvious that we weren't going to get one for PBD. Youthberk took up all the triple rares, but whatever. So anyways, A RevolForm Gust, auto when it's placed on Vanguard Circle by your Revolve Dress ability. If your opponent is a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, discard 1 and then gets plus 10k to drive for the turn. So basically, you don't lose drives, and he gets less power and overall pressure compared to Zest. Okay, and then auto Van at the end of the turn, choose a card of Revolve Dress ability from your soul, read it as rest. So I guess based off that, all the Revolve forms are going to have that ability. My thing is, why would we run this? Like, Zest was already better, because Zest implies that both of these skills imply that you probably Persona Road that turn, considering if the opponent's Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater. Unless you went second, then Zest is inherently better than this, because you probably Persona Road, and it has more power, and it has a crit on it compared to less power. And while technically you are getting a drive check, you're just dropping a hand card to swap it out for something else. So unless that card's a trigger, you're not really doing much. Like, it's a good going second card, but if you're not going second, this is kind of like meh. If you run this, it's a 2 of. Me personally, Zest is still better than this, and that's the disappointing part, because I like this thing's art. I really do wish this was just a restander, but it's not. So 2 of Gust probably. I'm definitely running this out of 4 of. This is a 2 over 3 of, depending on how I see it, and I'm probably going to drop that order in Protofall, like I said. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this week's reveals. All around, we got some pretty decent cards. Some of them I think are really good personally. Some of them I think are meh. I'm referring to you, Gust. You know why I'm referring to you. It's just all around okay cards. So in the next one, we will probably cover Overdress Cross, because the anime is giving us Cross, and I'm going to either scream like a girl, or I'm going to be extremely